10 we're now reaching the end of the project, where we're looking at the team presentations and ultimately going back to the start profile and looking at the locker to update and the achievements you made and to know how to use the locker, as well as updating your start profile. So let's go through the learning points, the steps we're going through in this lesson. We're starting off making sure we're using the right skills for our presentation and communicating and presenting effectively, so you've got a captive and interactive audience. And then the application, the higher level skills, is being able to evaluate the team presentation and making sure you have recommended improvements. So the vocabulary is just about presentation and research skills, because remember that's what we were presenting. So the criteria to make sure you've achieved today's lesson is making sure you've completed your work, because your team are going to rely on it. Record any feedback from your team for your work skills and update your locker. So there's the locker on start profile we need to look at. And organise your work for your team so that you can complete the team tech preparation. The careers at the bottom, just to give you a nice range, this time they as a web developer, a theatre director and an art editor. Now these are all on start profile for you to find a little bit more about as well. That's it. It is now the final work list for the final set of lessons. Complete your presentation. That might take you a while, hence the lesson 9 and 10. Give your presentation, so it might be spread out over the 2 lessons. But ultimately the most important bit is making sure you update your start profile locker. Okay? So you need to plan who's doing what in your team. The first thing you need to do is look at who is person 1, person 2, person 3, and you need to allocate each other tasks to do. But the most important bit is making sure you justify why they're doing it. So you're looking at matching each other's skills to the jobs that they're doing. Next, you're going to look at what you want to put in the presentation. Now here are some guidelines. That's the best idea, to follow these guidelines so that they are a good outline of what you need to put in it. And remember how you do it, whether it's a song or a dance or a presentation, it doesn't matter. It's about how you present it, and it's your content, so you can own the creativity. And if you've gone and found out more about particular skills for particular sectors or roles, then it's highly recommended that you go back to your knowledge organiser, and in case you've got any gaps there, to fill in the skills for the job section, or the other way around, maybe the skills for these jobs actually helps you in your presentation. So both ways around, your knowledge organiser are going to help with your presentation, and your presentation is going to help that. So there you go, that's what's called a seamless fit, hopefully. This is it now. This is time for the presentation. If you're able to do the presentations in person, if we're in school, that's fine. If we have to do it remotely, then it might be that you've got to look at each of you organising an online call, so you all have each other as mini screens, and we record the screen. We could do it that way. Loads of ways around when we're using technology. So in your groups, complete all your sentences that you need for your work, so you've got that all written. Plan out what you're going to say and make sure it's all chronological so it all makes sense, and then that's it, you're ready to present. Whoa. And then those of you who are listening there or watching, then the feedback page is in your booklet. There it is on the right. That's what you need to complete on each other's videos or presentations. And just in case you forgot, that is what's needed in the presentation. Right, now if you've done the presentation and we've done the work, this is where you are today, and this is the purpose of the project, because you've now done your knowledge organiser way back weeks ago, as it says, and you made decisions back then, and now we've gone off on a little project. We've gone off and done the project to help you explore things, and explore things with a purpose. So now we're going to look at, on the final page, almost like a time capsule. If your decision was today, what would it be in terms of where you'd go for a job and why you would do it? Where would you work? All those things to fill in on that page, as you can see on the left. And very much so, you scoot over to Start Profile to update the My Likes, because hopefully they would have developed a bit by now and maybe migrated to something new. Well, here's a reminder that Start Profile doesn't stop at Key Stage 3. In fact, it's best not to stop at Key Stage 3, because when you leave Year 11, you will be looking at writing application forms and personal statements. Now, personal statements are your chance to create a paragraph and just how wonderful you are, so that's what the sixth form or the employer or the apprenticeship want to hear from you about why they should have you. So that's where the locker particularly, and lots of things on the Start Profile and the booklet are going to help with those applications. Make sure you tidy up and complete the work plan and your learning journey so that you've got everything documented when you go back and look at your time capsule booklet. And just take a look at Enjoy the list that we've ticked off that we've done in terms of these employability skills, these soft skills that we've looked at and explored and you have exposed and worked on during your 10-week project on careers, which are going to help you with your decision making. There's another one. And to help you feel confident when you're exploring which pathway to take when you finish Year 11, because this is about making sure you confidently know how to explore those options. That's it, folks. You've completed your introduction to careers education over 10 weeks. If we had a break in the middle, that's fine. If we didn't, if we're in school, if we're in lockdown, do you know what? Look at what you've achieved. Look at the things that you've done. You've covered the new concept of labour market information, which is our knowledge organiser, so you're understanding what's available in our area. We've looked at skills development and looked at the importance of that soft skills and employability skills are important. We've taken our first steps into understanding what qualifications are available to us. And we've recorded the project achievement and shown you how to record it, because there's going to be far more achievements that you can put into your Start Locker and keep your Start Profile up to date. So give yourself a pat on the back. Well done.